I must say, I thought Holy Spirit was a fantastic documentary. Um, I make documentaries and I know how difficult it is, first of all, to get the ideas, which you had thrust upon you, so that was easy. But it was wonderfully done. Did you have an idea when you were shooting this stuff surreptitiously that you would make a film of it?
No, not that time, not at all, because I was filming it with my that time analog camcorder. Honestly, not only for myself but mostly for my parents, because I knew that what is going on there in the United States in Montana, that it's not okay, that it's not supposed to happen like this, and I didn't have any other chance or proof. I just took the camcorder and with hidden camera I started taping everything that I could, and the only thing that I knew that I would send this little tape to my parents by a post in the envelope physically.
Yeah.
Because that time there were no cell phones making video sequences possible, or any kind of digital cameras, nothing like that.
How did you get it out to them though? Because in the middle of the prairie.
Sure. We took trips sometimes.
So you went into town.
On certain trips, I was able to go to the post office and put it, in the mailbox.
Yeah, yeah. But so you thought then you merely wanted to expose what they were doing. It didn't enter your mind that you would make a documentary.
No, not at all.
Were you a filmmaker at that time, apart from just shooting stuff?
I started filmmaking in 1994. It was totally amateur with my friends from the basic school, and we filmed something about Italian mafia, and it was crap.
Kid stuff.
Kid stuff.
How old were you then?
I was 13.
So that's 5 years before you were in Montana.
Exactly right. So I knew how to work with the camera, how to make the shooting and things like that. But it was everything spontaneous in Montana.
Yeah.
Of course, everything was spontaneous.
And that's the best documentary. Then.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't prepare for anything. I just had my camcorder between my legs and I just taped it.
But they didn't see. No one noticed. Were you sitting down or?
I was sitting down, and while people were praying and receiving the Holy Spirit, and at the beginning I was afraid to film it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why it was hidden.
There was one shot, obviously a low shot, where we saw the floor.
Exactly. That was the first days that I started filming it, and later on I figured out that they don't really care. They wanted me to film it. They wanted me to present it back in Europe. They thought that it's all right, that I am interested in it, and they just let me film it all. I mean, so I just stood up and I zoomed in and I filmed it.
Yeah. And they didn't have an idea that you were anti. But they did, because you said that you weren't happy there. You told them you weren't happy.
It was a certain conflict between me, them, and my parents, for sure. Yeah.
But how then, if they thought you were unhappy, you weren't going to present a good view of them there?
I think what they do, they believe in it so much
that
it's correct, that it's their culture, and they had no idea that I would make them
criticize.
Criticize. Yeah.
Well, it works. Of course, without that, you couldn't have made the film. I mean, and the fact that it was degraded video was better because it looked old, it looked archival.
Yeah.
It was obviously shot with a little camera in the 4:3 format, which you wisely left the 16:9 interview.
Yeah, I left it there. If I let it normally, then I would have to crop it somehow or zoom in, and the picture quality would be even worse.
Well, there are ways of conforming, but it's much better that you left it. Professionals leave their archive stuff very often in the old. That was wonderful. But you came home and you didn't make the film yet.
No, not at all. I didn't want to make any kind of film. I didn't even think about it. I just put it as it's my past, and I wanted to go on in my age, and I wanted to spend really the whole year in the United States and to learn English, right?
Yeah.
And to live the American dream.
Yeah.
So, I went to another agency. and they gave me new visa from the embassy, and I flew to California for the whole year, which was really one of the best
Well,
years.
you went to San Francisco, which is lovely.
San Francisco,
You're
but
European.
I lived 1 year in Santa Barbara actually.
I spent my year out in Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
But tell me, did you tell the embassy or whoever gave you the visa, did you say you'd had a problem? Did you tell them? You didn't.
I didn't tell anybody because I signed a contract that I cannot talk about it for the period of 5 years. So I really didn't care. I just wanted to. I was like 2 weeks in Prague, and I just wanted to leave again. So
Did that not show a warning flag to you when you had to sign the contract? Did you not think, well, why do they want to keep this?
sure, but it was the only chance how to get at least part of the money back, from the agency.
Sure. Already that was a warning, though.
Yeah.
5-year silence.
Yeah.
They'd had trouble before, clearly. This agency was getting people for them, I'm sure.
Well, I have no idea, but I know that this particular agency that I since 1994 I went to England, Hastings, Brighton, Oxford, and Austria and Germany, Munich, and everything went smoothly with them. The agency in Europe, everything was fine. Just the United States, they screwed really up.
Sure. So, you're home after Santa Barbara, and where did you stay in Santa Barbara, by the way? Sorry about this, but I want to know. I'll ask him after. Okay, we carry on, sorry. You came home, right, and studied, more study? What did you want to be?
After Santa Barbara,
Just in case I couldn't see you.
What did you want to be?
I started.
Excuse me.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a little.
Stop your machine.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Okay, bye, darling.
Thank you.
This is being transmitted live, you know. No.
It's like somewhere on Facebook.
Sorry. You came home from your second trip, and did you go to school again?
I started American school. It's called Newark University in Prague. Everything in English. So I have actually American degree. Then I started
In what?
in mass media and communication.
Right.
It's Bachelor of Arts. And then I wanted to have some Czech degree, so I went to like Czech management, and also I have MBA. So I was studying a lot in the meantime and traveling a lot, and I spent like 5 years in many different countries. And that's what I really appreciated about my life, that I had the opportunity to travel.
Yeah, great. And your parents were happy with this? Well,
Yeah.
you were, what,
Yeah.
19, 20 already?
They were happy about it. Yeah. They always supported me.
Sure. Now, so, how did you come to make this film? You started filmmaking as a serious hobby?
Yeah, it's been my serious hobby for like more than 20 years.
Yeah. As with all of us.
Yeah.
So after you'd carried on with your studies, which seemed to be a lot, with an MBA as well, you still hadn't made this film, but you're making films now seriously. What led to this? Which is,
It's easy, since I usually make film with actors. Could be also feature films, short films, but usually 99% of my films are with actors. And now most of my friends in my age, they have wives and kids and houses and everything, and they just don't have time anymore to make films, to just make this hobby, let's say, for nothing. And since I had nothing else to do, I just decided to put all this material together, to upscale all the video sequences, and just to go back to its story, go back to Montana, like not physically but in my mind, and to make this documentary.
but you were angry, I'm sure, at the time. It's surprising you left it, what, 5 years before you did this. Did you not think, I've got to do something about it, or not? You forgot about it?
I was thinking about it a little bit. I just, since I was always somewhere in a different country, and I made different movies that I wanted to make that I was interested in, and I had my friends around.
Sure. So you weren't making documentaries, basically.
No. This is one of my first documentaries.
So here's a ready-made something. Did you at one time think, my word, this will make a fantastic film, or did you get into it slowly?
It was very slow, actually. Just there was lots of paperwork. How am I gonna, put it together? I had like 5 90-minute tapes of, all these crazy stuff that was happening in the church. So editing was very complicated, to pick up the most important parts, and then I just upscaled the video, and I just somehow put it together with my parents, and yeah, I just somehow made it.
I'm surprised at the quality of the audio though. Well, you had a little consumer camera, and you weren't up close or anything, and yet the audio really wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all, which is lucky, because it might have been terrible.
It's lucky, I
and
know.
then it would have been, we
Exactly.
could hear what the guy was saying.
Yeah.
He was speaking loudly, but
It was loud, yeah.
he was a preacher.
Yeah, you have to speak loud.
So that worked. That really worked very well. Did you go back and shoot? I've forgotten now whether it was all 4:3 the Montana stuff. I don't think so. You went to shoot some more landscape stuff, right? Or not?
No.
So all the Montana material
the
was
whole-
original shot.
The whole Montana is the original shots from that time, from 1999.
I've only seen the film once, so I can't remember.
Yeah.
So that was 4:3 format. All that was aspect 4:3.
All of it.
So the only 16:9 was the interview.
Exactly. The interview. Yeah.
Yeah, that worked well. Well, congratulations. I mean, I think it's a wonderful documentary.
Thank you.
We all need luck in documentaries, and your luck was you met these crazy people.
Yeah. I'm just nowadays. For me, it's just a good story. I can talk about it.
Fantastic story.
It's a fantastic story. Yeah. And for me, it was just a great experience. I'm glad that I went through it somehow. And
Were
then
you damaged by it?
No, not at all.
You're lucky, because you might have been. In the film, you hinted that younger people, less resilient, were damaged.
Yeah. Most of the girls.
Yeah. It's really a shocking thing. And anyway, well done. Really
you.
fantastic.
Thanks a lot.